Good evening and welcome back. Thank you as always for tuning in and being a part of the program. So glad to have you with us tonight. We are not so glad to talk about the potential for some severe weather, 6 to 11, the window in the sixth portion, a little more to our west. But that is indeed what we're focusing on from the National Weather Service. This is just a small portion of a larger setup that, of course, left many homes still being counted destroyed, has claimed at least 2 lives in Oklahoma. An EF3 tornado carries this wind speed of about 136 to 165, and that is similar wind speed numbers that they expect to confirm in and around parts of Oklahoma. We'll talk about our potential for some severe weather in just a few moments. We can also talk about the chances for rain continuing throughout the week thereafter and still a cooler weekend in store. Several things to cover tonight and a few glimpses ahead for tomorrow night's programming. We'll talk about a local student athlete signing to play for an Eastern Kentucky college, which certainly narrows that list down. But there are a few twists, I think we could say, at least one significant one to this story. I'll take you to the McGoffin County High School in just a few moments, where after which, when I wrapped up that story, well, I had the privilege and opportunity of sitting in on a wedding in the agriculture department. And I'll at least show you a portion of that. We have Painesville City Council coverage from last night to get to, beginning either tonight or tomorrow night. And if you have been down the Restaurant Row area, or up for that matter, you have noticed some continuing significant changes and an update on that project, as well as a home visit that has led to the arrest of a Johnson County woman. Johnson County Sheriff's Department is saying that they received a call from a Department of Social Services employee. That employee requesting the assistance of a deputy with the Sheriff's Department to assist a social worker on a DSS referral. Deputy Terry Tussey was the one who answered the call, and in his report he writes that he arrived at 11 Bluegrass Drive in the Hager Hill area of Johnson County with that social worker, and upon doing so they spoke with a resident identified as Julie J. Jones. A residence that, among other things, says the deputy, contained drugs, paraphernalia, and kids. Deputy Tussey pins in his citation that when Jones was asked if she had anything illegal inside the home, that she took the deputy, as well as the social worker, to a bedroom just nearby, where inside they found methamphetamine smoking devices, marijuana pipes, syringes that they described as being scattered throughout the room, homemade dope cookers, and a variety of other drug paraphernalia. Also in the home resides 2 minor children with Jones. The 33-year-old was taken into custody. She's still lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center on counts of, that being 2 counts of drug paraphernalia, to buy or possess, possession of a controlled substance in the first degree, that identified as methamphetamine, as well as possession of marijuana, and 2 counts of wanton endangerment of a child. The incident remains under investigation by the Johnson County Sheriff's Department and Deputy Tussey, and as always, Sheriff Dwayne Price asks anyone with any information pertaining to any illegal activity in Johnson County, drug or otherwise, to contact the Sheriff's Department at 789-3411, and he says, remember, they need your information and not your name. Travel through the Restaurant Row area in Sayersville and not notice significant changes as pre-construction work, which began days ago, is still ongoing, continuing through June, with more buildings and portions thereof coming down just today. A common statement I've heard a couple of times today and several times in the past few days: they sure come down quicker than they go up. And that's the case for a handful of buildings and structures, 6 that I identified earlier this week. Most recently, partial demolition to the VIP Fuels Mart on Restaurant Row. I confirmed to the mayor's office, however, as we were understanding of before, that this is just, however, a relocation, if you will, of the gas pumps. The gas tanks are staying intact and in the ground where they are, and the business itself is not to be affected, but the state right-of-way has forced the relocation of those pumps. The pumps and the shelter overhead, all of which gone in a matter of hours as of yesterday and early this morning. No timetable given as to when they will be up and running or pumping again, but once again, that is the only portion of VIP to be affected. And of course, this follows the demolition of several other structures. Already a small structure nearby here that once housed the, I believe it was H&R tax service several years ago, and as well as the physical therapy and adult daycare building, and one that we knew was coming down and is now nothing but a memory with merely a concrete pad is that of Mi Hacienda, which has since moved to their new location, and I believe were to open on yesterday. I don't have that confirmed either, but this was the location where the building just stood. Pre-construction activities began last week on this 2.4-mile stretch of the road here in Sayersville, with those contractors beginning demolition of those structures that were bought by the state to make way for the first extension of the Mountain Parkway in a half a century. We'll keep you up to date, but they also expect for bids to be let by June or July, and that is when the second phase of construction is set to begin. For high-speed internet starting at 15 meg for all of your gaming, movie, home, and business solutions, or to watch TV, including your favorite local channels without a contract, with hundreds of channels and digital and HD quality, and to stay connected 24/7 with friends and family, a direct line to 911, or to give your business the link it needs, choose telephone service you know is always there. Just click on their link on this site to find out how affordable the latest technology in communications can be. Foothills Communications. I picked up a couple of really nice stories today at the Montgomery County High School, the first of which, the latest signing of a student athlete to play her respective sport at her chosen university. Join me now as we go to the Montgomery County High School to join Jazzy Howard, her family, friends, staff, and teammates, and others as she made the official announcement in choosing her next step in both her educational and athletic careers. She did so, she tells me in the following interview, after some soul searching with a lifelong friend and teammate that ultimately led to this local high school star deciding on where she would invest in her collegiate career and her future.
It's an honor for us to get Jasmine. She is one of the premier athletes in this part of the state, and we're tickled to death to get her. But you know, she's coming to play softball, but she's also coming to get an education, and that is our main goal, is to in 4 years from now see her walk across that stage and get her diploma. And so we're tickled to death to have her in the family, and looking forward to 4 years with her.
That's right, he said softball. That's UPike's head girls softball coach, who has just inked one of the most accomplished and sought-after athletes in Kentucky to play softball. I told Coach Staggs that I couldn't help but feel as though he'd pulled off some sort of a coup today.
You and me both. I'm telling you, it's when I got a text from her on Friday asking me if my offer was still good, I jumped all over it and I said, "Yes, sir. When can we sign?" So, yeah, we're tickled to death. We feel like we stole her from a few people. So
yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of heartbreak going on, right?
Especially in basketball coaches, which I don't care. Doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I know for the next 4 years I can stick her at shortstop and not have to worry a thing about it.
We're tickled to death. We didn't know this was going to happen. Just out of the blue, it did. And we're tickled. Her and Hannah is going to be back together, best friends. Third best friend here. We're working on it. We're still working on it. But I think Coach Staggs has walked into McGoffin County and reaped pretty well for the players. And I'm sure there's more of you girls that will hopefully get notice and take notice of that.
Anyone who knows Jazz and the athletic program at the Montgomery County High School knows that she does play softball as well as basketball, but for the majority of us, I think she may be more well known for basketball. In fact, when I heard she was signing with UPike, I spent a few hours, or a little time at least this morning, picking out some basketball clips. So I have those handy, and I didn't get those of her playing softball. I can tell you that last year, this young lady was ranked 1,379th. That's in the entire nation, 37th in the state of Kentucky for girls fast-pitch softball players. Last year, she had 39 hits, 24 RBIs, and 37 runs. Her batting average, .520. Her on-base average, .570. So make no mistake about it, UPike is getting an athlete that everybody wanted, either for the hard court or the ball field. A young lady who made her final decision after a few tears with a teammate.
Well, we had a softball game the other night, and Hannah Skaggs, we've been best friends since second grade. We've had every class together, and we've never been apart. And after our softball game, we were just talking about how I had planned to go to Big Sandy and she was going to Pikeville, and we just started crying. And she said, "I don't ever want you to forget me." And then when she said that, I just started crying even more. And I was like, "I just don't think I can be apart from you." And she said the same thing, and we just talked about it, and I made my decision. Like, I love softball. I love basketball too, but I think I'll be more happy playing softball.
What is it about softball that after being such a marvel in our eyes and a part of our hearts playing basketball, what is it that drew you there?
Well, I talked to the basketball coach at Pikeville, and I talked to the softball coach at Pikeville, and I went over it and over, and I just think that I would have more fun playing softball.
What is it about playing softball and basketball, for that matter, that really got you prepared to go to Pikeville and play there, you think? Who and what?
I think Coach McCoy, he had a lot to do with it. Like, he disciplined our team. He made us better players. Tony Skaggs and Alan, they both pushed me since I was little. They've always been there. They've always told me what I was doing wrong and right, and it just worked out.
And you're happy?
Yes, I'm happy.
Oh, she's just a phenomenal athlete. You watch her play, everything she does just comes so natural. She is an excellent fielder. She'll be a good leadoff hitter for us. She does things you can't teach. She just has that natural ability, base running, just instinct that you really can't teach.
And like Principal and Coach Tony Skaggs said earlier today, UPike has certainly reaped the benefits of some talented young people.
Well, we have, and besides Jazz and Hannah, we have some very good athletes coming in, and I'm excited for next year. I'm ready to play right now, but we'll wait till the fall and get out there in the fall and kick it around some, and then in the spring we'll strap her up again and go at it.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the latest in a long legacy, past, present, and future, of McGoffin County students going on from a Hornet to become a Bear at the University of Pikeville. Congratulations, Jazz. And I suspect we'll have a similar story with another student athlete. Who knows? Maybe not too far from now. A couple of things before we close with your weather forecast, and that is the second of two stories that I covered at the McGoffin County High School. Still in edit. Look for this one on tomorrow's program.
Normal, I give you this ring.
So, I'm at the McGoffin County High School today, covering the just viewed Jazz signing with UPike story. And then I hear about a wedding. An actual wedding of sorts. And this was an official wedding. That is an official minister. It's the second wedding, actually, for a young McGoffin County High School couple. They were married in a lovely ceremony with their closest of family and friends back around Christmas. But then there was a floriculture project that had a theme tied to a wedding, and then an idea was sparked, and this couple got another wedding in front of their fellow agriculture department students in a lovely decorated scene. I look forward to sharing that with you on tomorrow night's show. Also on tomorrow's coverage of the Paintsville City Council meeting from just last night. Before we turn to your weather forecast, where I need to make another announcement, we do want to give you just a brief update. Although it's a Tennessee story, it is one right now that is expanding much further than that, and it does so with the latest video released by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. The video clearly showing, as we only had a description of yesterday, clearly showing 9-year-old Carly Trent with her uncle, 57-year-old Gary Simpson, in a Rogersville, Tennessee Save-A-Lot shortly after she was taken from school after he used the premise of her father being in an auto accident to misguide school personnel into letting the child who he used to have official custody of go with him. They purchased a variety of items, non-perishable items, at this and other locations, including a Walmart, a large supply of what appears to be toilet paper, as well as some items for little Carly, including a pink two-piece bathing suit, some nail polish, and other items for a little girl. There have been no confirmed sightings of them since. They are still going on basically the same information. The tips that have come in have generated no substantial leads, and the number of tips that have come in about any potential sightings are far fewer than an average Amber Alert situation. And police and investigators still contend that the little girl is in imminent danger. The wife of Gary Simpson also telling authorities that she believes that he is up to something bad after he took her from her class at Rogersville, Tennessee, just last week. Authorities are still searching for the two based upon their description, as you see here. Also, the white Dodge conversion van that they were last seen in. It's a white van similar to this. It even has the gold step side, if you will, or running boards. It also has a darker colored stripe, not exactly like this, but possibly close to it down the center of the vehicle. It has some chipped and peeling paint and some other signs of wear as well, but has not been seen by anyone that authorities are aware of. Now, this is perhaps more important than our standard weather update because it is not current. In an effort to get to at still that time, a scheduled middle school baseball game, one of the last two for Andrew and his team, I taped this program earlier in an effort to get to Paintsville. This was 5 o'clock, and I'm not going to go into much detail because if you're watching this, we're facing a totally different scenario at this time, but just so you will take heed to the warning, you need to be keeping an eye on the weather. Hail upwards of golf ball and even greater size reported in western Kentucky. They're investigating possible tornadic activity. Graves County, other western parts of the state, and some heavy downpours of rain, a lot of lightning, and some very strong winds close or approaching 60 miles per hour with some of these cells, which are just now, as you can see, working their way into the Frankfort, Lexington, and central Kentucky area. And this was 5 o'clock. So by now, obviously, a much different scenario out there. And I'll just leave it at that for now because you'll need to keep your eye on the weather, certainly over the remainder of the evening. There is going to be another little possible hit after this initial line, but right now this appears to be the strongest and most severe part. We are in a slight risk category for severe weather, but we're also on the fringe of that enhanced or greater risk area as well. Beyond that, your Licking Valley RECC forecast paints a picture of about 61 tonight, mostly cloudy skies, and showers continuing, not as intense, but possibility of them continuing. We'll see a bit of a break in the action over the next couple of days with a little more sunshine and temperatures pushing close to 80. That's not necessarily a good thing, a little fuel to the fire, so to speak. But for your Wednesday, scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible to the tune of about 40%. Otherwise, partly sunny, upper 70s. Mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow night will move in with a low of 62. And then on your Thursday, another 40% chance of some showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 10 a.m. Partly sunny skies, maybe a tick or two over 80 degrees on your Thursday, and showers, or at least the possibility thereof, actually a likelihood continuing into your Thursday night is when we see a next hit of some possible severe weather. We're talking about the likelihood and an 80% venture on showers and thunderstorms into your Thursday evening. To wind down the work week, temperatures start to fall down to the 60s ultimately by the weekend. Friday, we go to the middle of the road, 73. Still looking at mostly sunny skies and calmer. I think we've got a 30% chance of showers, but that's really up until like 7 or 8 in the morning on Friday. So thereafter, we should start to dry up and calm down. It may be short-lived. We'll have mostly sunny skies during the day on Friday. Friday night, partly cloudy and a low of 49. And after the early morning hours, no threat of any more showers and thunderstorms. But they move back in for your Saturday, as does colder air. 66 degrees on Saturday and the same for Sunday. And we've got a continued threat of some showers and thunderstorms. Slight threat early Saturday, but as Saturday progresses and into your Sunday, we'll see that 40 to 30% chance of showers and storms persist most all of your weekend. So obviously, current observations at this hour, weather-wise, null and void. So please keep your eye on the weather and the skies for at least the next several hours and through some, if not most all, of the overnight. We hope to see you all back here safe and sound for more exclusive news and coverage on Your News Today tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.